All right, hey everybody, and welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Support, and I just want to say thank you for joining us here on today's live Q&A. And it's Star Wars Day, everybody, so may the 4th be with you. All right, if you guys have questions and this is your first time viewing, please make sure to get those in the chat so we can get those questions answered live for you today. And again, just thank you for joining us. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please click that little orange Z in the bottom right corner of the screen and make sure to subscribe. That way you get notifications whenever we do the live Q&A sessions, and then also anytime we put out new video tutorials, which I do every Friday, you'll get a notification for those videos as well. All right, before I jump into any questions, I do want to talk about Theme Designer. That's the new tutorial that's going to be coming out tomorrow. And I kind of want to talk about that a little bit before I jump into any of the other questions. So the tutorial that's coming out tomorrow is going to show you how to customize your website's homepage theme. And actually, I'm going to give you guys a link to that tutorial today so you don't have to wait for it tomorrow. But one of the things I want to show you is that you can customize the theme for your homepage, but you can also customize themes for individual pages as well. So you can give a gallery a unique theme that's different from the homepage, or you can give any of your built-in or custom pages their own unique theme. And I want to show you how to do that so that when you guys watch this tutorial, you'll know how to go back and change themes on other pages as well. So let me switch over here to my browser view real quick. And then what we're going to do is first I'm going to go to a gallery. So if you want to customize a theme in a gallery, what you need to do is find the specific gallery here first. So let's say we want to customize this client gallery right here. We're just going to click on this client gallery right here. And then we're going to hover over the preview button right here and click on customize. What this is going to do is it's going to allow us to open this gallery in customize view. And this is where you can access Theme Designer and change the theme for just this specific gallery. So most of the time, usually by default, if you click up here on themes, the theme usually is going to be whatever's applied to your homepage. I've changed this one so it's not that now, but usually it'll be this theme up here that says same as homepage. And sometimes you might have a gallery that you want to give a different look. You want to change the font, you want to change the color to just maybe that specific gallery. So what you need to do is just open that theme for that gallery and do some customizing to it. So what I'm going to do is we're in this gallery and customize view. I'm going to right click on themes, and I'm actually going to open this in a new tab. Now the reason I do that, and you can't really see it, but if I click up here, I'm going to switch over to a new tab. So these are two separate tabs. But the reason that I do that is because I want to open up Theme Designer in this new tab. So I'm going to click Edit Theme in this new tab right here. That's going to open up Theme Designer. And that's going to allow me to customize the theme of this gallery. So I can switch back to Customize View right here, or I can switch over and now I'm in Theme Designer. So let me just do some quick changes really quick. Let's say maybe I want to change the page background on this page right here. What I do is click right here, go to background over here, click on color, and just change it to some really terrible color so that we can tell that there is a difference. And then what I'm going to do is click Save, leave Theme Designer opened, click back in this next tab right here. I'm going to hit Command R to reload the tab. And then now you're going to see those changes that I made. There's that really ugly, awful red that I changed. So that's how you can change the individual theme for just the gallery. You can also customize the theme for a built-in page as well as a custom page. So if I want to change the theme for maybe a custom page or a built-in page, you just hover over website right here. And then what we're going to do is select either built-in or custom pages. And then you can access any of these specific pages in Customize View by clicking on this Customize button right over here. And then that will in turn then allow you to access Theme Designer, where you can customize the theme just for that specific page. So all of your pages don't have to use the same theme as your home page. You can definitely give each page its own individual look if you want to do that. All right, let me get back to my dashboard really quick, and let me take my first email question here. All right, guys, so the first question I've got says, I have a few wedding galleries that are displaying a weird copyright, and I can't seem to figure out where it's coming from. Any ideas? So usually when this happens and you've got a gallery that's maybe displaying a different copyright than what you had, my first thing is maybe you had a second shooter, or you're using two different camera bodies during the wedding, and one of those bodies has a different copyright setting set up in the actual camera body. What I would do is I would go and I would check the photo section, the metadata for that photo actually. So if you click on one of these galleries right here, you can click on an image, go to photo details right here, and then look in this copyright section, and that's probably where you're going to see that really strange or different copyright setting. This is one that's actually done in camera, or it's at least in the photos metadata, and that's where that could be coming from. So if you see that, what you can do is you can just delete this, or you can just change it to whatever the correct copyright setting is. You can do this for each of the images individually, or you can do them for all of the images at once. If you want to do it for all the images at once, just scroll down to the bottom of that gallery, and let me get myself out of the way. So scroll down to the bottom of that gallery, and then click the All button right here, and that's going to select all the photos in the gallery, and then you can go and change the copyright for those images all at the same time. So like I said, if you've got some weird copyright showing up on your gallery pages that you're not sure where it's coming from, it's probably something that was done in camera by either a body that you don't normally use, or maybe if you had a second shooter for that wedding, it could be coming from their camera as well. So that's definitely what you would want to check. All right, let me get back to my dashboard here. All right, so let me jump to another question. Really quick, something I do want to clarify. If you are going to customize the theme for each of your pages or different pages, what I would suggest doing is making sure that you use the Save As button and giving that theme a name so that you recognize what page you designed it for. So definitely a good practice to keep in mind and get in the habit of doing that. All right, so let me see. Let me take another question here, another email question. So this one says, can you help me set up my sales tax? I'm a little confused on what to charge. And also, does Zenfolio pay this, or are we responsible for paying the sales tax? So first, let me show you how to set up the sales tax. Now, as far as how you should set up your sales tax, unfortunately, I am not a tax professional, and so I can't really tell you how exactly you should set it up, but I can show you where you can set it up. For recommendations on how it needs to be, you need to get in contact with a local tax authority to help you out with that. But what you can do is you can go to Settings right here, click on Selling, and then over on the left here, you should see Sales Tax right here above my head. You can just click right on Sales Tax right there. And then what you're going to want to do is choose, yes, I want to collect sales tax. And then that's going to allow you to decide how you want to set this up. So you can go right in here, and let's say you just come down here and you pick the state that you want to collect tax in, and then you can set it up to be charged by shipping destination, where the tax will be calculated based on the zip code to where that specific order is being shipped out to. You can also choose what types of products that you want to charge sales tax on. So you can check these options over here, or you can uncheck them if you want as well. Again, I can't really make any recommendations on how this should be set up. I can just really show you where to set it up. So you also have some other options here. You can enter a zip code, or you can just do the custom amount if you know about how much you want to charge for sales tax. So as far as for excuse me. So as far as, do you need to pay this, or is this something that Zenfolio will pay for? If you are in the state of California, the sales tax is charged and remitted on your behalf without anything required from you. So that's only if you're in the state of California. For everybody else, you'll need to set this up, and then you will be responsible for paying and reporting the sales tax. All of the sales tax will be deposited into your Zenfolio account along with any profits from your order. And then come sales tax time, you'll be responsible for making those payments and taking care of that side of it. All right, let me get back to my dashboard. I hope that helps you out with your tax question. Again, definitely get in contact with a local tax authority when it comes to how should this be set up. They're going to be able to help you and let you know what settings and things that you need to choose to make sure you're charging the correct tax. All right, so I've got a question that came in from the questions form. This is for Jerome in California. Jerome said, is it possible to set up a digital download price for one image? I would like to charge a price per image in the same manner as a single print. You guys have to excuse my coughing. I've been a little sick with some allergy stuff this week, so I'm about fully recovered, but not quite there. Okay, Jerome. So a couple of questions come in mind. I'm not exactly sure if this is a digital product setting or if you're wanting to maybe create your own price list for a single digital image or something like that. But there's a really good tutorial for selling digital products that will kind of walk you through the process, but I'm more than happy to show you how to do it here. So if you guys are selling digital images on Zenfolio and you want to sell a single image download, the first thing you need to make sure is that you need to make sure that you set your digital products up correctly. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go to Selling right here, and then we're going to click on Digital Products. So if you scroll down, it's going to be right here, Digital Products. Click on that, and then as you can see, I've got quite a few digital products that actually aren't on any price list. So I should probably fix that. But this is just my demo account, so this is not a real account or anything like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to create a digital product first that will charge clients per image that they download. So we're going to go Add Product right here. And when you give this product a title, you want to make it clear what this is, because this is how this product is going to show up in your price list. So this is going to be a single image download. So I'm just going to put single image download. And then if you're going to do like a low res version or a high res version, you might want to put that information in here as well. So I'm just going to do full res, a full resolution. Make sure the product type selected is photos. And then for the license, you can choose the license that best fits your needs. So we have some built-in licenses here. You can also upload a custom license as well if you want to. For this, I'm just going to do royalty-free personal use. Now, this is a pretty important setting right here, the image dimensions. So this said full resolution up here. Anything like full resolution, what you want to do is leave it set to original photo. What that's going to do is it's going to allow people to download the full original file as you uploaded it without any restrictions. Sometimes people will choose this high resolution setting right here, and that has 5 megapixels. And sometimes the photos that they uploaded actually don't meet those requirements, and they have a little bit of issues with that getting downloaded. So if you want to give your client, when they purchase this product, if you want to give them the full complete resolution file download, definitely stick with original file, or you can do original file and raw files if you have a raw file linked to it. So I'm going to click on original photo right here. Next, I'm just going to leave the category the same. Now, Jerome, for your question here, this is the most important part of setting this up. The number of items required for this product. So you said you wanted to sell a single photo download where clients will pay per image that they download. And in that case, you want to make sure that both this number, the minimum number, and the maximum number are both set to 1. This means that anytime a client purchases this, they're going to have to buy this product per image that they download, meaning they're going to have to pay per photo that they get to download. So just leave those both set to 1. Next, I'm just going to go down here and click Save. And then after that, basically you just need to assign that product to a price list and then assign that price list to a gallery. So what I'm going to do really quick is I'm just going to go to Selling, click on Price List. Then I'll just create a new price list really quick, a blank price list. Jerome's price list. There we go. All right, so the name of the price list is not really important. That's never ever going to appear to your client when they're on your website. The reason that you want to name your price list is so that you can remember why you created it. In this case, I'm just creating this for a demo, so that's why I gave it that name right there. All right, so next we're going to add that digital product to the price list. I'm going to go add products right here. And then right now we're looking at products from all of our integrated vendors. Whenever you're working with things like digital downloads or self-fulfilled products, it's going to be a little bit easier for you to find those if you switch from the all vendor view down to just your studio name right here, and then it's going to limit it to just your digital download products or just your self-fulfilled products. So in this case, I'm going to click on downloads right here. There's that single image download that I just created. We're going to click on that, scroll down to the bottom, and let me get myself out of the way here. So we're going to scroll down to the bottom, and then what I'm going to do is click on Add Selected Product right here. That's going to add that product to the price list, and then from here I can go ahead and set up and give us a selling price. So I'm just going to say this is the full resolution single file download. So for this I'm just going to say $50, and then I can hit save and assign this to a price list. I'm sorry, not a price list. I can assign it to a specific gallery. So if I click right here, that's going to assign that price list to a gallery, and all that price list has on it is a single file download that they can purchase. So this way, all they'd be able to purchase from that gallery would be single image downloads, and they'd have to pay per image that they download. All right, Jerome, so I hope that helps you out with that question. If I missed anything, definitely please reach out to me. You can get in touch with me by going to zenfolio.com/contact, and then just put question for Robert in the subject line or YouTube live question, and I'd be happy to work back and forth with you and help get that set up exactly the way you're looking for. Also, too, I did see that Cheryl threw the link to the tutorial out in the chat, so definitely check that out. It also walks you through that process, completely through it as well. All right, let me get back to my dashboard really quick, and it looks like we've got a question here in the chat. So let's see. Oh, Sharks is back. It's good to have Sharks back with us. He hasn't been here in a while. I know he's got some questions about how to make bank, so let's see what he's got going on. Sharks says, are there any features to help me with my workflow for schools and sports that is secure? So for you guys that are doing lots of volume photography, sports, school photography, and things like that, there are definitely some features. Something that comes to mind right off the top of my head is that using the events feature. So I think it was last week, I put out the open events tutorial video. It's going to show you how to set up and create an open event where people can come in and search for their photos like by keyword. So that works really good for sports photographers. If you're doing something like a race event where everybody has bib numbers, and you want them to be able to go to your website, enter their bib number, and find their photos. But now I know, Sharks, you said you wanted something that's more secure. So we do offer also what's called a restricted event. And this actually requires visitors to put in a passcode before they can actually see their photos. So it's going to work a lot like the open events, and the process is a little bit involved, so I'm not really going to have time to go into it in full detail here. Definitely check out that open events tutorial, and then there's, like I said, we have the restricted events where once they go and they put in the passcode, and it's usually a random passcode, then they'll be able to see their photos that way. So that's definitely something that I would look at. I know I'm going to be working on a video tutorial for that process. Hopefully I'll have that here in the next couple of weeks. Until then, I know we do have some really good help and support articles, and if I could get Cheryl to maybe throw out the link to the open events tutorial and then also the restricted events help guide article, that would be helpful for you as well, Sharks, until I get that restricted event tutorial out. All right, let me jump back over here, and Jerome, hey Jerome, glad you're watching. He says, thanks so much for explaining the setup. Awesome, I'm glad that helped. Hopefully I covered kind of everything that you needed to know. If I left anything out or you're a little unclear, definitely take a look at that tutorial, and then you can always, like I said, contact me, and I'd be more than happy to get it figured out so it works exactly the way you need it to. All right, let me take another email question here really quick. Actually, let me get a sip of water. Okay. So I've got. Actually, before I take another question, I do have the link for tomorrow's tutorial for you guys. So I'm going to be putting that in the chat here towards the end of the live stream. So make sure you stick around and get the link for tomorrow's tutorial. That way you can go through, learn how to use Theme Designer. It will show you the best practices as far as how to work with it in a separate tab and things like that. So if you guys are watching now, make sure to stick around because I'm only going to put it in the live chat. I'm not going to put it in the descriptions of the video. So it's only going to be available to those of you guys who are watching live. All right, so the next question I've got says, I keep getting strange comments on my blog post and my guest book. How do I stop this from happening? Some of them don't even make any sense. Well, so that's actually pretty common. What happens is when you have a space like a guest book, or if you allow photo comments or things like that, if you don't put any restrictions on that, it's kind of just an open space for anybody that comes across your website to go in and write comments. And unfortunately, sometimes it falls victim to people who like to spam or spam links and things like that. And it can get quite annoying. Now, one of the things that you can do is you can make sure that you set your guest book up and your photo comments to require approval before they're actually posted to the public. It's not going to stop people from sending private spam messages, but you can just delete those. But it will prevent them from showing up on your website. So if you want to do that, what you want to do is you want to go to Photos right here. And then click on the All Photographs group right here. Go to Group Access. And then you want to go down to your Comments tab right here, which is right beside my head here. Click on that, and then you can say to allow guestbook or not if you want. This is the important option that you have right here. Public posts must be approved before others can see them. You want to make sure that that option is checked, and then the same thing in the comments section. Come down here and make sure that it says public comments must be approved before others can see them. And what that's going to do is anytime those spammers find those places where they can try to post those spammy comments, it's actually not going to show up. It's going to send you a notification, and then you'll be able to say, this is spam, delete it. Or you can say, okay, this is actually a real person commenting on my photo. So let's definitely just go ahead and approve it and have that display. And then where you moderate those comments is, let me just save this. Where you moderate those comments is actually up here. You go to the Communications tab, and then go to Guestbook and Comments. And then I don't have anything. Well, I guess I do have one here. But those comments and stuff will appear here, and then you can click on them and choose to approve them, make them private. If they've already been approved, you can make it public, or you can delete it as well. And that's under Communications, Guestbook, and Comments. All right, so let's see. Let me get back to my dashboard here. Looks like we got a question coming through in the chat here, so let me just pop over to that really quick. All right, so Blaine, I'm going to try to say your last name, Marble. I can't read for some reason. So Blaine says, can you give me some tips on how to maximize the SEO for my website? Absolutely, Blaine. I'll definitely give you some tips. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. And it also looks like KM Photos is here too, so glad you guys are here hanging out with us as well. All right, Blaine, so we've got a pretty good tutorial on SEO tips for your Zenfolio website, if I can get Cheryl to throw that out. But some of the things I want to go over, a lot of people forget about the homepage. So if we go back really quick, let me just go to right here. If we go to the homepage, if I just hover over my Zenfolio and click View Website really quick, we as photographers, and this is a terrible example of the homepage. The theme is ugly, and once you guys watch tomorrow's tutorial, you'll know why. So definitely this is not a good example of what your homepage should look like. It's just a test page. But we as photographers, we like to have our homepage be nice and clean with big images and things like that, because we want the focus to be on our images, which I completely understand. I'm a photographer myself, and I'm pretty sure if you go to my website, it's exactly the same. There's not a lot of information there. Now, the problem with that is that there's not a lot of information there for search engines to index. So as you can see right now on this homepage, there's a little minimum text information here, mainly just links, an image, and this is actually just a single image, and then a weird image in the bottom here in the footer. So there's not a lot of information here that search engines can find and that they can index. So what you want to do is try to give a little bit more information on that homepage. So for instance, switching over, let me just go to Customize View really quick. I'm just going to open that in a new tab. Close these other tabs out. So for instance, this my homepage here where I just have that single image, maybe I want to switch it up to be a slideshow. And the reason I say that is because you can actually go back in Zenfolio, keyword your images, add alt tags, add captions and things like that. And that's going to be information that search engines can find and index. So let me just go right here to background content. And then let me just change this from being a photo or video. Let me just switch this up to being a slideshow. And then let me locate a gallery. So I've got a gallery right here, homepage slideshow mixed. Let me just hit select. Now that's going to have a lot more images showing on my homepage. So I'm going to update that. And now what I'm going to do is also a couple other things that you can do is you can show your welcome message on the homepage, and you can put some information in there. So if I go to options right here, you can go welcome message show. Then you can come over to this welcome message tab right here, and you've got a lot of space that you can add some good information in here for search engines to find. You know, things like the type of photography that you do, the locations that you work at, different things like that. You need to think about what people are going to be searching for that you want them to potentially find your website, and that information should be easy to find on your website. The welcome message is a great place for that. Now, one of the things you want to try to avoid doing is try to avoid keyword stuffing. So you don't want to just go into your welcome message and put a bunch of random meaningless keywords. You want to actually make this make sense. It needs to be for people to read, because what Google wants is to provide the best possible experience to their visitors. And so they're actually going to be looking at information and seeing, does this make sense? You know, is this just a bunch of random words, or does this actually make some kind of sense? And they're going to take that into account when they're ranking your website. So that's definitely a good place to put more information in right there, is the welcome message. But now back to the images that are on the homepage. I switched this over to being a slideshow. And so now what we want to do is we want to actually go back to the photos. So let me go back there and go to photos. And then let me just find that gallery somewhere. I'm not sure where it's at. I think it's in here. And then we're going to go right here. And here is where you can actually come in and keyword those photos. So you can keyword a photo at a time. You can click on the photo and go photo details. Come in here, and as you see, I have done a terrible job. This thing has no keywords in it. But you can come in here and add keywords in here. You don't want to use, like I said, you don't want to use a bunch of repetitive keywords, but definitely keyword your images. Now you can do one at a time. You can keyword all of the photos at once if you want, just by going down and hitting all at the bottom. That will allow you to keyword all of the photos at once. But again, you need to be careful if you're going to do that, because like I said, you don't want to use the same keywords a whole bunch all on one page. So usually when I'm talking to people about SEO, what I tell them is to be strategic. So let's pick this photo and hold command. Actually, let's pick this one. And then I'm going to hold command and maybe pick a couple of the other more landscape photos like this right here. So I've got those 3 photos there. Then I can hit photo details, and I can keyword just those photos at once. So not all of the photos in the gallery are getting the same keywords, but we're keywording more than one photo at a time, so it doesn't take quite as long. So that's definitely something there you want to do, is make sure that your photos are keyworded and things like that. Also in the alt tag, that's an important one as well. Now another thing that to think about is that we as photographers too always assume that most of our clients want their galleries to be password protected, and in most of the cases that's true. However, anytime you can get a client to be okay with a public, non-password protected gallery, that's just more information that links to your website that search engines can find and keyword. So definitely talk to your clients. If they're like, nah, I don't need a password, keyword their images, leave that public, and that's going to be more information that Google can find and help rank your site. Now another thing too, and this is probably the last thing I talk about, I see Cheryl posted the tutorial, so definitely check that out. But the other thing too is making sure that you've filled out everything in the SEO settings on your website. So if you go to settings right here, and then you click on website, there's actually a section called SEO, or search engine optimization, over on the left. You want to make sure that you've done a good job of filling this information out right here. So this information is what appears on the search results pages when people do searches. The homepage title is the title, obviously, and then the description is that little text that appears underneath the search results. So you can definitely put a lot more in the homepage title other than just your photography business name. You know, you could put in what type of photography you do, the location that you do, different things like that. And then in the description, you can definitely put more information than I have here as well. You can, you know, talk about all the different types of photography that you do, maybe the specific locations that you work out of, and things like that, because this is all information search engines can read and index and improve the discoverability of your website. So hopefully, Blaine, I've given you some ideas and some things to consider, and go over and talk about, and maybe help get your website a little bit better ranking on the search engines and things like that. All right, let me get back to my dashboard chat. You guys are going crazy. Let me pop over here and try to keep up with what's going on. So let's see. KM Photo says, "How is everyone promoting their shop? What about creating a network to share and promote shops? I can see that there is a need to get the shops." That's an awesome idea, actually. Creating a Facebook group, maybe, or a Facebook page would probably be a really great idea as well. So definitely, that's a great idea there, KM Photo. Let's see. Keywords market. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Just did 700 pictures. Saves a lot of time. Yep, absolutely. Yep. Perfect. All right, cool. All right, yeah, thank you guys for being active in the chat. That's awesome. It's good to hear you guys talking back and forth to each other and trying to help each other out. All right, let me go ahead and take another email question really quick. So let me just jump over here and see what question I've got here. All right, this question says, "I have a client who purchased a digital product a while back and never downloaded it. Now they say the link will not allow them to download their photos. Is there any way I can fix this so that the link works?" Absolutely. So definitely something you guys can do. Let me just switch over here to this view really quick. You can definitely, so the thing you need to know is when you sell digital products on Zenfolio, once your client purchases that product and the download link is generated and emailed to them, they have up to 30 days to download those products that they purchased. After that, that link will expire and it will not work anymore. Now, if that happens, you can definitely extend that download and also send that download link back out to them, all from within your account. So what you want to do is first, to extend that download link, what you want to do is go to selling right here. We're going to go to reports and payouts, and then we're going to go to the sales report. Now you want to switch over to the orders tab. And then you want to check this date up here and make sure that the date range is correct for the order that you're looking for. Excuse me. All right, once you've checked and made sure that that date range is correct, you can locate that order. If the client provided you with an order number, or you happen to know the order number, you can actually put it in here and do a search. Otherwise, you can just kind of scroll down and look for it, or you can sort by the customer name. But so right here, I've got one that says download expired right here. So what we want to do is we want to locate that order that says download expired. We're going to click on that. That's going to open us up to this page right here. And you can see it says right here under the status download expired, it says extend availability to 30 days from today. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I muted the mic so you didn't have to hear that. All right. So there's a link right here that says extend availability to 30 days from today. You just need to click on that link, and that is going to set this up to status processing. It's going to reprocess that, and it's going to make recreate that download link. So after the processing is done, this should change, and you should be able to right click on, there should be some orange text here after the processing is done. You can right click on that, and that will be the download link that you can email back out to your clients. So again, that's just under selling, and then you just go to like reports and payouts, go to sales report, switch to your orders tab, and then locate that order that says downloaded expired. In this case, it says processing because it's reprocessing that image and getting it ready for download. Shortly after this, the download link will be available. And then if I need to copy it and send it out, I can. All right, let me get back to my dashboard really quick, and I'm going to take a question here in chat. All right, so Coco says, is there a way to program multiple passwords for one gallery with different pricing or product packages offered? So it sounds like you are wanting a gallery that will offer different prices depending on who has logged in with a password. That is a really awesome idea. Unfortunately, right now, there's not really a way to do that. Probably the best bet is going to be to duplicate the gallery, change the password and the price list that's assigned to that gallery, and then you would have to send out multiple email invites to the specific people for that. Now, another thing you could do is if you want to give certain people a discount and you don't want to give other people a discount, what you could do is definitely just create a coupon code and email the coupon code out to the people that want to access that gallery. So if you just go up to, let me switch over here really quick. So if you just go up to selling right here and coupons and campaigns, you can actually create a coupon. Let me see. I'm not going to go to the process of creating one, but you can actually create a coupon. You can come down here to the bottom and you can actually set it to be limited to specific galleries. And then basically what you would do is send that coupon out to the people who you want to give the cheaper or the different pricing to that way. Now, if you want to offer completely different products, you're going to have to unfortunately set up a different, gallery with a different price list for that. But Coco, that's definitely a great idea. I think that's something we should definitely look into setting up some way of doing that. You know, I can't promise that's something we can do tomorrow, but if you have not been to the feature request forum, it's definitely a place to go and put those ideas out there that you guys would like to see. And I definitely pass along any feedback like this that I get. I pass it along to our developers as well. So Coco, thanks for the great idea. I wish I could just say yes and this is how you do it. Unfortunately, we don't have that feature yet, but there are a couple of options that you can do to maybe get close to what you're looking for. All right, so KM Photos says they just started and they promote and sharing group. So yeah, so definitely shoot us a link. Let us know about that. Let us check in and see what we can do to help there. That's awesome. All right, let me go back and take another email question really quick. Let's see. Sorry, so the question I got now is, a client of mine says that she has selected some favorites. However, I cannot locate them. I have so many favorites, it's hard to browse. Is there an easier way? This is pretty common, you know, so after you guys have had your account for a while, and especially if you've been using the favorites feature for proofing and things like that, it definitely, there definitely can be a lot of information there to process. So if I go to my favorites section really quick, if I go photos right here, and we click on favorites, where's it at? Right there, favorites, you can see right here, there's quite a bit of things in here. Now, if you guys are not familiar with the favorites feature, it's definitely something you can check out. I won't go into a whole spiel about how to set it up and all that stuff. There's a really good tutorial on our YouTube channel that will kind of walk you through the process of that. But it's a really great way to let clients do online proofing and things like that. And one of the things that you need to know is now anytime somebody wants to save a favorite set, they'll actually have to create a client account. Because what that does is it gives that favorite set a place to live in their account. Now, there are two types of favorites. There are shared favorites, and these are favorites that your client has actually created a favorite set and decided that they're going to share that set with you. Now, there's other favorites. The other favorites are actually favorites that the client have favorited, but they haven't shared them with you yet. But we thought it'd be nice for you to be able to access that information anyway, just so that you can kind of get a look into what your client's liking and looking at. So anyway, let's see. I think So KM Photo, it might not let you post that link in the chat, probably because you're not a moderator. So what you can do is you can just email us that link and put like attention Robert, attention Cheryl in the subject line, and we can try to we'll take a look at that and see if we can promote it somehow. But it's probably not going to let you post that link in the chat. All right, so back to the favorites. So anyway, if you've got a favorite set, your client said, hey, I saved a favorite set, but you're having a hard time finding it, probably the easiest thing to do is actually go up here and search. If you know your client's name, you can just put their name up here and do a quick search. So let's see. I'm just going to type in Bride, because I think I had a favorite set by somebody named Bride. And, oh, nope, it's not coming, so let me change this back. We'll just go John. All right, so now all of the favorite sets that were created by somebody named John have popped up right here. And now I can click on there and view them. So if you can't find your client's favorite set, I would just do a search really quick up here. Now, you might also want to make sure that inactive favorite sets are shown, and as you can see, that popped up a couple of more. If the favorite sets are, you know, for some reason have been archived or inactive or something like that, you can click that and it's going to show them. And then you just need to come down here and click on that client's favorite set. So hopefully that will kind of help you locate and find that favorite set for your client. If you're still having issues locating that set, definitely just shoot us an email and let us know, and we can take a look. Send us your client's email address as well, and that will help us in support be able to help you with this quicker. Now, another thing you can do too is while you're here, you can also change the sort. So if I just remove this search right here, I can definitely just change the search from the sort order from being something like this. I can sort it by the title of the favorite set. We can sort it by the date it was created or by the day it was modified. And that might help you locate that as well. You can also do it down here and the other favorites as well. So you can sort who it's from, the title, the date it was created, and the date it was modified. So definitely some things you can do in there to help make locating those favorite sets a little bit easier on you. All right, so let me get back to chat really quick. And actually, before I take another question real quick, we've got about 15-20 more minutes, so let me go ahead and give you guys this link. So this tutorial is on the YouTube channel, but it hasn't actually been published yet, so the only way you can access it is through this link. This is the tutorial that's going to be coming out tomorrow, and I'm sharing it with you guys a day early just for hanging out and being on the live stream here with us. So there's that link right there to tomorrow's tutorial. All right, so let me go back to the chat here. Shark says, what is the Yearbook Pose feature under favorites? Is that new? Yeah, so that's a new feature that we designed for school photographers and things like that. It's only available for people with an advanced account. And what it does is if you shoot a school, if you photograph a school, you can turn this feature on. I'm not really going to walk through all the process and things like that for it because it'll take a little bit of time, but basically you would just turn it on for a gallery. So you click right here, turn it on, come down here to the bottom, and you can actually, let me get myself out of the way here. So you go down to the bottom and you can enable that for a gallery right here. And what this will do is this will let people select a photo for their yearbook. So if you're doing like a yearbook, and then you can definitely click on here, turn this on. And then what you're going to want to do is send out an invite. So if you've got a list of student emails, basically you're going to go up here to invite. You're going to choose select email template. There's Yearbook Pose invite. And you have to use this because it takes this information and basically builds a list. So if I go here, I'm going to do like shark@shark.com. And then basically come down here, continue, and then send the message. And, right here, send the message. And then basically that's going to create a list for people to look at. So if I go to Yearbook Pose right here, you can see right here, here is the pending Yearbook Pose. What this means is this is an email that I've sent out asking somebody to go and select their yearbook photo, and there's the email right here. And then once somebody selects it, it'll actually show up here, and you can export that information so you know the photos that have been chosen for their yearbook pose. So it's definitely a new feature that we put out recently for, mainly for school photographers. You can definitely use it for some other things as well if you want, but if you're a school photographer, definitely check that out. All right, so let's see. I'm having more questions here in the chat. Cool, looks like Cheryl's taking care of that link not working, so definitely just shoot Cheryl that link and we can help you out with that. Let me go over here and let's see. All right, so the next question I've got says, how can I get my photos to have the file names showing for my clients in their client galleries? So this is something you guys can do. It's really helpful, especially if you're on the phone with a client talking about photos in their gallery. Maybe you guys want to reference them back and forth, and rather than saying, oh, the fourth photo from the right, you can just have them, say, well, what's the name of the photo, and have your file name there, and say whatever have your file name, whatever your file name is. First thing is, if you want this to be done, what I would do right now, if you want that file name to automatically be there, go to Settings. And then I think it's under, so it's Settings, it's under Account right here. If you scroll down right above my head here, right there, oh, I can't touch it. Right there is Upload Settings. And if you click on that, there's an option right here you can click, and you can say automatically copy my file name to the photo titles. Now, when you click on that and hit Save, what that means is that from this point on, anytime you upload new photos to Zenfolio, we're going to automatically copy the file name into the photo title. So let me see if I've got any that are done like that. Yeah, so right here. So this is a case where the file name has become the photo title. You can click right here on Photo Details and see right here that's the photo title. Now, for photos that you have already uploaded to your Zenfolio account before you change this setting, you're going to have to change this option manually for those photos that have already been uploaded. So let's say, for instance, this gallery right here, I uploaded it a couple of days ago, and then I changed that setting, and now I want to change all of these photos to have the file names as well. So what you're going to want to do is click on the gallery right here, and then you're going to want to scroll down to that Select All Photos option down here at the bottom. Right there, Select All. That's going to select all of the photos in the gallery. Then you can go up to and click Photo Details right here. And then there's a little checkbox right here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it says Copy from File Name underneath the title there. You choose that, and then what you're going to do is hit Save. And now all of these photos are going to change, should change, most of them anyway, to the file name. So all the titles change to now show the file names. So that's how you get that set up on the back end. Now, after you do that on the back end, you still need to make sure that your galleries are set up to show the photo titles. So what we're going to do is hover over Preview and click on Customize, and that's going to take us to Customize View for this gallery. Now, as you can see right here, there's no photo title showing at all on these photos. So what you want to do is you want to go to Options, uncheck the Use Default Settings, go to Page Elements. Actually, not Page Elements, I'm sorry. Let me get my head out of the way too here. All right, so not Page Elements. You want to go to Thumbnails right here. And then where it says Title, you want to set that to Show. And then you want to choose where this title shows up. So you can have it show up as an overlay, a hover overlay under the photo. Personally, I like doing an overlay like this. And then I'm just going to set it to show on the center. And then we can set the buy button to show as well if we want. We can also show some social media icons if we want to show that stuff. But the main thing we're after is that photo title, which is under Options, Thumbnail tab right here, and then set the title to show. So let me apply that so you can see what that looks like. And so now what you can see is, if you remember before, the photos had no photo titles on them, but now there they are showing over each of the photos. And then if I was on the phone with a client talking about a specific photo, I could just say, okay, well, what is the title showing over the photo? They'd be able to say, oh, it's EC photo 6539. So that's definitely what you can do there. Now, if you want this option to show on all of your galleries, what you want to do is, after you make these changes, click this orange Save as Default button, and that's going to save those settings as your gallery default. And then any gallery that's using the default settings will now show the photo title, as long as those photos have been given titles. So that's how you do that right there. And then, of course, once you are done, obviously, don't forget to click Publish up here in the top right to make those changes go live. Otherwise, the titles aren't going to be there until you publish everything right here. All right, let me get back to my dashboard really quick. Probably got time for one more question. So you guys that are watching us live on YouTube there, make sure you get the questions in the chat so I can get those answered. We've got about 10 more minutes. So make sure you get your questions in now so I can make sure to get those answered. For those of you guys who are watching the recorded version of this, we would love to have you guys come hang out with us live and engage us in the chat. I'm going to try to each week give out that link to the week's tutorial a day early to people who are viewing us here live. And also too, if you're watching us on the recorded version of this, in the link to the description in the description of the video below, there's actually a couple of links that you guys can use. One is if you just want to request a video tutorial be created. So if there's a feature that you struggle with, maybe triggered emails or something like that, and you'd like to see a video tutorial be created for that feature, you can use that link to request a video tutorial to be made. Now, there's also another link that says questions for next week, and this is what I use if somebody's not able to watch us live, but they have a question that they'd like for me to answer and they watch the recordings. Use that link to submit a question, and I'll make sure to answer it next week. Or you can always just send an email in to zenfolio.com/contact. Put in the subject line YouTube Live question, and I'll make sure to take those questions next week as well. Now, if you guys are watching and you're not subscribed to the channel, please click that little orange Zenfolio icon in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen and make sure you subscribe. That way you get those live notifications, and you also get the notifications when the new tutorials are put out each week. All right, so let me go ahead and take another email question. That'll probably be the last question I can get to unless somebody throws a question in the chat, and I'll try to get to it really quick. But I'm going to go ahead and take this last email question that I have. All right, so it says, when I click on a photo in a gallery in which I have downloads allowed, it doesn't have the download button showing anywhere. What am I doing wrong? So there could be a couple of different things. It sounds like it's probably just a setting issue or something's not quite set up right. So let me just show you how to enable the downloading in access control and how you need to make sure that that's set up. Now, one of the things you want to remember, guys, is anytime you turn downloading on in access control, that's going to be free downloading of the original file. So if you want to sell your downloads, you don't need to have this option turned on, and in fact, you want to keep it turned off. So this option that I'm about to show you is only for allowing free downloading. So I'm on this gallery right here, and if I come over to gallery access, I can go right here to downloading, and you can say allow downloading right here, and then click save. So again, this is going to be free downloading. So again, do not turn this on if you want to sell your downloads, only if you want to give those clients free downloads. Now, the next thing you want to do is hover over preview and go to customize, because we want to make sure that the download button is showing correctly. So right now here you can see there's no download button anywhere. That's because we have the select photos button showing, and this is actually the way that you want this set up. So you want clients to go select photos, click on the few photos that they want to download, and then right here they can download those photos right there. So that is how you want to do it right there. Is you want to make sure that select photos is shown where they can download photos right there by clicking the download button. Now, in order to make sure that button is shown, you go to options, page elements, uncheck use default, and then scroll down and make sure that that Select Photos button is shown. Now, if the Select Photos button is not shown, what's actually going to show is a download button. But the problem that happens there is when they click that download button, it's going to ask them to choose photos or download the entire gallery. Once they make a selection once, anytime they return back to that gallery and click download, it's just going to repeat their selection, and they're only going to be able to download the same photos. For that reason, you want to make sure that that Select Photos button is shown. So that's what I would look at right there, is just making sure that that's shown, and then kind of showing them the process of how to go through and select photos and then click the download button there. Anything from there, I would really probably need to look at your specific account to kind of check the settings out and make sure that everything is set up and things like that. All right, so let's see. Let me get back to my dashboard really quick right here. And it looks like we got one more question in the chat. That was a combination of chat and Travel Guy. So I just created your own name. Sorry. So Travel Guy VT says, can you do a quick blog post review? Yeah. So I'm not really sure what you want me to cover in the blog post, but I'll just kind of go through what I like to use doing when I make blog posts and things like that. Now, I'm not an avid blogger. I really should be, because blogging is great for your SEO. So definitely something that I need to get better at. I hope you guys are doing good with it as well. But what you want to do is just go up to website right here, and then you can click on blog, and then you can go to new post, or you can do a quick post if you want. The quick post is basically just going to let you choose an image, hit select, and then it's not really going to give you many options. So if I just go here, say I want a blog post about that, hit select, and then you can put a quick caption and a quick blog post title, but you can't really do any formatting or anything like that. So it's just a quick post. Basically, here's an image, here's a title, here's a caption, keywords, and then publish it. So that's one thing that you could do there. However, I like doing the new post option right here, giving it a title. So I'm just going to say demo blog. Obviously, you would want to do a much better job at titling your blog post. Make it make sense. Think about the things that people are searching for. Again, anywhere you can add text information is an opportunity for you to improve your SEO. So maybe you're doing a blog about traveling to Raleigh, North Carolina. You know, my trip to North Carolina, my trip to Raleigh. You know, put that information in the title. And then right here, you can add photos, you can add slideshows, you can add videos. All of those options are right here. I don't really have time to go into depth on doing these things. There's a good blog tutorial on the YouTube channel already. It's called Creating a Blog Post. If I could get Cheryl to throw... Oh, she already did it. Wow, she's way ahead of me. Awesome. Mind reader. All right, so anyway, you can do that stuff right here. Now, the coolest thing about our blog feature that I think of is the ability to schedule these posts. So if I go down here, what I can actually do is, instead of publishing this blog post now, I can schedule this. So if I've got a day where I'm just really in the zone and I'm doing really good at making blog posts and things like that, and the words are just coming out, you know, I might sit down and schedule an entire week's worth of blog posts in one day and just click that schedule button. And that way, you know, later on, I don't have to worry about it for a week. Now, one of the things you could do too is right here, one of the options is definitely make sure that you have this public comments must be approved before others can see them. Make sure that that option is checked, because what that's going to do is that's going to prevent people from posting those spammy comments on your blog post. That way, they'll still be able to try and post them, but you can actually delete them and it will never show up. So make sure that option right there is checked. Unfortunately, Travel Guy, I'm out of time and I don't really have time to go way in depth on the blog post, but definitely check out that tutorial that that Cheryl just threw out there. All right, guys, so I just want to say thank you to everybody who joined us. If this was your first time, thank you again for coming and hang out with us. We do this every Thursday, guys, same time, same place. So until then, I hope you guys have a great week and a good weekend, and hope to see all of you guys here next week.
The Force will be with you, always.